Before I begin, I just want to thank everyone who put this together. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, everyone who put the contest together. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to the people who supported me at the Eugene Right to Life branch, and thank you to my family. I want to share a story with you today. It's a story that must be told. This is a sort of 18th birthday celebration that never had a chance to happen. A day when I want to remember the girl who changed my life. Her name was Tara. The reason I say was is because Tara is no longer alive. She was my best friend. Something knitted our hearts together right from the start. Maybe it was that we both had the same passion for life, the same love of singing, the same mutual fondness for making things, or the same magnetic pull towards Jesus. It was just a million different things like that brought us together. As I got to know Tara better, I had the privilege of praying with her, of having deep discussions with her, of seeing her love and faith lived out in action. She loved life and she lived each day to its fullest. Tara really listened. She didn't always say a lot, but when she did say something, it was worth listening to. She had so much potential, a promising young musician, a naturally gifted artist. It would be much easier for me not to bring up Tara today. You see, the beautiful remembrance of her also carries with it the haunting memory of her brutal murdering of innocent life. I have trembled over the thought of sharing her story with you today, but I don't want to ever forget the significance of her life. And there's a part of me that still refuses to accept the fact that she's gone, because I'm 100% emphatically convinced that it was not her time to go. So today, since perhaps no one else on this earth is remembering Tara's life right now, on what this month would have been her 18th birthday, I say let us remember her. You see, 39 years ago, a law was passed by the Supreme Court here in our country that gave Tara's parents the right to terminate her life while she was still not yet born. Tara's life never happened. 18 years ago, Tara was brutally killed with a doctor's scalpel, and a supremely important life was snuffed out before it had hardly even begun. And consequently, I lost a dear friend, and so did you. But Tara's life is not the only one that was so abruptly and prematurely ended. Since that fatal year of 1973, according to Life News in January of 2012, over 54 million people like Tara have been killed. Their lives ended in abortion. In fact, this week alone, according to Guttmacher Institute, another estimated 23,269 lives will be blotted forever out of history. But these aren't just numbers. They're lives. The gripping, the truly haunting reality is that there are so many people missing. I feel that the world has been robbed of some of the most significant individuals of our time. It's the equivalent of scrubbing Mother Teresa from the history books, George Washington from early American history, Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad, or William Wilberforce from the battle of the abolishment of the slave trade. Where might we be if these lives had not been cut short? You see, if abortion had never been legalized, these 54 million people would have been born and would have gone on to become today's doctors, musicians, teachers, coaches, parents and students, lawyers, scientists, and authors. Have we forgotten that these are people just like us? What is the cost of abortion? Marriages that didn't happen, families not formed, inventions that no one ever thought of, books unwritten, music that will never be heard, children never born, lives never lived. There are those who do not even have a voice to scream out. Do we really care? Can we hear their silent cries? Pastor Erwin Lutzer, in his book, When a Nation Forgets God, shares this true story of a church in Germany during the Nazi Holocaust. You see, behind this church, there was a railroad. And every Sunday morning, a train would rumble by, carrying Jews like cattle in the cars. Headed for the slaughter of the death camps, the Jews reached out their hands and cried out, begging for help. But whenever the train passed by, the church turned up the music to drown out the sound of their cries. And that is precisely what so many people are doing today in America. The church here in America has, by and large, ignored the silent screams of the innocent. Today, it's not the Jews in the cattle cars who are crying out to us. There are over 23,000 babies being brought to painful execution this week. We are silent participants in such an atrocity if we sit by and do nothing. Our Holocaust today is in the wombs of women. In America, 1 in 5 babies doesn't make it out of mommy alive. Yet, rather than fighting abortion, the church has gone all but silent on the issue. Oh, we may speak out at the ballot box, but we've been taught to think it's politically incorrect to do anything beyond that. But what if you could change that? If you could save lives, would you? You can. Volunteer at your local crisis pregnancy center. Talk to your family and your friends about the horrendous reality of abortion. Research the facts and be prepared to defend the truth. Donate to pro-life organizations. Talk with or write to your legislators on state and federal levels, telling them where you stand on this critical issue. Attend pro-life events like the one we are at here today. But above all, we must pray. Pray for Americans to see the truth. Pray for the babies who are headed for the slaughter. Pray for people like you and me to hear their cries and respond by standing up and fighting for them. In the compelling words of Edmund Burke, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. We need the courage to speak truth in a world that loves lies. Every life deserves a lifetime. You see, I really do care about Tara. Even though she never existed, there are lives like hers ended every single day. My friends, let us not forget Tara. And let us not stand by idly and let the enemy continue this Holocaust. Thank you.